Welcome, Hudson Valley, to this week's edition of In Touch, the public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. With us this week is President and CEO of Dutchess Tourism, Melaine Rottkamp. Fall is one of the busiest times of year for Dutchess County when it comes to tourism. Between all the nature and foliage to take in, apple picking, cider, and donuts, fall festivals, college events, and more, Dutchess County is packed. Sometimes when you live in a place, you may miss out on some of the wonderful opportunities around you. Well, Melaine is here to remind us how much of a heavy hitter Dutchess County is in regards to tourism in New York. We invite you to join us and listen to a previously recorded conversation between Melaine Rottkamp and myself here on In Touch. Hello, Hudson Valley. You are listening to another edition of In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's public affairs and issues program. We got a really exciting one for you guys. If you are obsessed with fall and just want to get everything you can out of it, this is the episode for you. This is also really special with me because we are having a return guest, and actually she was one of the very first guests that I ever got to host on this program. So happy to have her back. President and CEO of Dutchess Tourism, Melaine Rottkamp. How are you, Melaine?
I'm so great and happy to be here. It's an exciting time in Dutchess County in the Hudson Valley. It's our most popular time, so that means there's a lot to talk about. And
I didn't realize that. So I'm born and raised here, 25 years. And we're trying to throw a little celebration for my grandparents coming up. And we're trying to get room blocks at all the hotels.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's booked up. And I'm like, why? But it makes sense. It makes sense. Everything you're about to tell me here today and everything everybody's going to find out about, they're going to be like, oh, okay, that's why the hotels are all booked up, because people want to be here.
That's right. This is the place to be, and this is the time to be here. Everyone wants to see that beautiful fall foliage. Everybody wants you pick your own apples and pumpkins and have those cider donuts that you get that one time a year when it's really special. So, yeah, hotels are hard to come by, hotel rooms. A lot of weddings. We're a big destination wedding location, so those get booked up. We just had Parents Weekend for Marist and Vassar, and football games at West Point, and the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival is coming. That brings people literally from all over the world come to Rhinebeck to go to this festival. So hotel rooms are hard to come by.
Yeah, no, realizing it. And I even got my girlfriend who lives in the Albany area to come down and experience everything down here. She thought it was amazing. So she's hooked. We got her.
Excellent. I love it.
One thing that we talked about the last time you were here was that the economic numbers were about to come out then.
Yeah.
But they're out now.
They are out now, and they are good.
And that is fantastic. Can you tell us?
Yeah. So obviously, 2020 was a really tough year. Tourism was the hardest hit industry. Borders were shut down. We couldn't have international travelers. People couldn't even come into New York State from outside the region without quarantining. And so it was tough, but we're lucky because we have a lot of great outdoor activities, our wineries, our farms, our trails, the outdoor dining that our restaurants were able to pull off, some of the outdoors experience that the historic sites did with their gardens. So we adapted, and we got great results. In 2021, visitors to Dutchess County spent $632 million. Which is just shy of the record that we sent in 2019. So that's phenomenal. Tourism supports more than 9,000 jobs in Dutchess County. We collected more than $85 million in taxes for state and local. And so what that means for your listeners and average homeowners in Dutchess County is if county residents had to make up for that spending, that outside money that comes into our economy from visitors, each household would have to pay an additional $973.
Oh.
That's a lot. So you might not think that you have anything to do with tourism. You might care about tourism. You might not understand why it's important. But think about having to spend almost $1,000 more out of your pocket to make up for that outside money coming from visitors into our economy.
And it's no small feat where those numbers are. It's not just that it's back to 2019 numbers. No, you said 2019 record
That's
numbers, correct?
Yes. Yeah, because 2019 was our 10th consecutive year of growth since the 2009 recession. Every year it got better and better and better and stronger and stronger and stronger. And if you live here and if you pay attention, you'll see how this has snowballed in new investment. There are so many new things that continue to be developed. If you drive on Route 9 in Hyde Park, you see the historic Hyde Park at Belfield, the hotel going up there. You see the Asai Shuzo sake brewery being built that'll be open both of those will be open next year. You see other investment happening in Rhinebeck and Beacon and the eastern part of the county. And so, even look at Poughkeepsie, the Academy just opened, and some of the other things that are happening. The resurgence with the Civic Center, the MJN Convention Center, and the more events that they're able to bring in there. And the performances. And so it just continues to build. And that means there's more for things to visitors to do. So that means they stay longer. They might come for a day trip, but then they'll see so much and they're like, I have to come back.
Yep.
And I'm going to bring friends and I'm going to stay longer. And that's what's awesome for us.
And it's incredible. It feels like, not to say that we've ever been really that down, but it feels like a renaissance of a sort.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where it's really cool to see everything that's developing, building up, tradition meeting all the new things that are coming in as well. And it's exciting. It's really, really exciting. So you said fall is the time of year that everybody wants to be here. This is the hopping time of year. And of course, people who live here, you have an idea.
Yeah.
But how about you just spell it out for them? Why is this the biggest time of year right now? And why they should also be looking at your website, which I got pulled up right here, dutchesstourism.com/fall.
Correct. And so for each season, so when fall's over, you can do /winter and spring and summer, because each season has wonderful things about it. Spring is my favorite time, but fall, people love it because the temperatures are wonderful. It's beautiful. It's a time to, get the sweater weather on, to have some warm cider, to have some hard cider, some more farms. So it's just a special time of year. And because the weather is so lovely. I mean, the sun is shining and even those cool days, you feel great getting out of your routine, walking away from the hustle and bustle and just spending some time, getting some fresh air, having some laughs with friends. It's ideal and people are ready for it. So this is the time to be here because there's so much. So that landing page at dutchesstourism.com/fall, on there you're going to find a roundup of different spotlights. So if you want to know where to pick pumpkins and apples, we've got that. If you want to know where to have the best cider donuts, we've got that. If you want to know the best places to see fall foliage, we've got that. If you want to know Halloween and spooky things going on, there's a whole long spotlight dedicated to that, full of amazing events that our partners are putting on. We don't run our own events and do that. We just promote all the events that everybody else is doing because there's so much happening. And so that's the best place to get a curated list of what's going on. And then you can also always check the event calendar itself for a particular day. Say, hey, I've got some free time today. Let me see what's going on. Let me check that out because that gets updated constantly. So our website has got so much information. Our social media highlights all that so you know the latest going on. But yeah, if you're looking to have some good times, and who isn't, that's the place to go for all the details.
Again, dutchesstourism.com/fall is the best place to check out all of this curation of fall activities. And you also said with the events calendar, how easy is that to find off the page like that?
That's super easy because they're super easy. So when you go to dutchesstourism.com, you scroll down under the beautiful video at the top, and you'll see a button right there for events. You'll also see a scrolling line of events, some highlight events that are going, and then you can just click on that, and it'll take you to the whole calendar page. You click on whatever date you want to look at specifically, and voila.
Beautiful. See, I know this. I'm just got to set you up like a pitcher giving a softball to Judge to hit another home run just so to spell it all out. And hopefully now you all know this because it is so important what's going on here in the area. It's exciting. It's such a fun time of year. I was just up on the walkway, for instance, and just the crowds of people that were there and everybody taking in all the taking all their pictures, taking in the foliage. It was beautiful. I was at the what was it? That celebration at Schlattes Park, Wappingers.
Oh, yeah.
And
The
Meadowbrook
Carnival.
Carnival, yeah. And that was so cool to see, the way that families were coming out for that. Right. And I know this is only a sliver of everything going on, but it was just so amazing. There's so much information to be able to put together. You do a great job curating everything, and you have these little roundup spotlights where you really try to highlight some things. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so just some of those that we talked about that are on the fall page. You'll also find top 10 events for October, top 10 events for November coming out. There's all different kinds of things. When the colleges have their parents' weekends, we try to help. I'm a parent of college students myself, and so I never know what to do when I go visit them. So I'm in channeling that frustration. I said, hey, let's work with our colleges to help get the word out so they know what to do with their foxes or their brewers when they come to town, and help them get out and explore the county, because it is your goal is to spend time with your student, with your child who's been away from home, and take them to do some fun things. And so we try to make it easy for them to find those kind of things. And some of the things that we have, one of the things we developed, first of all, I have a phenomenal team. They are so on their game, professional, enthusiastic, passionate about what they do. And together we all created these different passes. They're experience passes. So the first one that we launched this spring was the Taste Finder Craft Beverage Pass. That's a paid pass. There's a 1, 3, and 90-day pass that offers things like, buy one, get one beers or whiskey, or a free glass, or a discount, or a flight, or whatever it is. Each offer is a little bit different. So that's a great way to explore some of our craft beverage, top-notch, award-winning craft beverage makers here in the Hudson Valley and Dutchess County. And then we have the Connection Finder. That's a family pass. So there's no cost to that. It just offers some discounts at places like Bounce and Gravity Vault. And there's an offer with the former Mid-Hudson Children's Museum is just rebranded to the Mid-Hudson Discovery Museum.
Who's going to be on later this month.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Great. So, they're going to be on the pass. We had the Renegades and the Drive-In on there. There's other activities, walking alpacas, like you can do that. There's a pass discount there. So that's a great way for family fun to get out and explore. And then about a month ago, we launched our Zen Finder Outdoor Trails Pass, and that's gamified. So you have to check in. And by the way, these are free. But if you check in at 5, then you can win a sticker, or I think it's 15. You can win a water bottle if you do 25 of our trails between now and next August. You don't have to do them all this fall. You can be entered to win a Yeti cooler from our Zen Finder Pass. And then we're getting ready to launch in the next week or so the Inspiration Finder Art and Culture Pass. So that's going to highlight things like museums and live theater and performances and art galleries and other things like that. So stay tuned for that. And that's dutchesstourism.com/finder. And if you don't want to remember the URL, there's a little compass icon in the top right of the website. Just click that and it'll take you right to the page.
Terrific. Again, you're listening to In Touch, the public affairs and issues program here at Townsquare Media. This is Connor talking with Melaine Rottkamp, president and CEO of Dutchess Tourism. We're talking about how fall is really the best time of year to visit the Hudson Valley. I'll admit I'm a summer guy, but you know what? The fall really is pretty spectacular here. This is something that the Hudson Valley does beautifully.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the experience passes, and it really is gamified. I want to just go back to that for a second. Looking at the website, the way that it's all set up, it looks like you're about to be a part of some interactive video game or be a part of a game show or something where you're just fully immersed in it. I think it's great the way that it's set up.
Thank you.
And I'm really excited to see where it's going, especially the new ones that you have coming in. And oh my God, that's just very exciting to see. Now, another thing, people are traveling here in the area, people are traveling to the area, but you've done some traveling yourself to help promote Dutchess County. And this is not something that people in the Hudson Valley or New York are really doing.
Right.
But this is a fantastic opportunity that you've had.
Yeah.
And you were just in Germany.
Correct.
Can you tell us about that whole trip? What went down? Why were you in Germany when you're working in Dutchess Tourism? What's going on? It makes sense, guys. I promise.
It does. So just to give people some background to understand, Dutchess Tourism, we're the designated destination marketing organization for Dutchess County. Our job is to promote travel to Dutchess County so people come and support our businesses and spend money here. That's our job. I Love New York does that for New York State. Brand USA does that for the whole country. So I was in Germany for Brand USA's Travel Week, UK and Germany. So their job is to obviously bring international travelers to the United States. You know, they're not interested in moving people around our country here. They want to bring outside people into the U.S. to visit. So I was there with 25 other CEOs from around the country. From New York State, it was Fred Dixon from NYC and Company. It was me, and it was John Percy from Niagara Falls, USA. Representing essentially the Northeast, and here to be able to promote Dutchess County and the Hudson Valley is a great one step beyond destination. We all know that everyone's going to come to New York State. To New York City, it's the biggest port of places for people to come into, flying in and out of JFK, New York Liberty. Even Stewart is an international airport. Mm-hmm. So bringing those visitors in, they're going to spend time in New York City, and that's fine. And we want you to have that experience if you're coming from another country. But before you go home, we want you to go one step beyond. We call ourselves New York's backyard. The backyard is where you go to relax, to have some great food, to have beautiful scenery, to hear some good music, to relax. So the backyard, New York's backyard, Dutchess County, the Hudson Valley. So my job is to help people be aware because they don't necessarily know about us. So just creating that awareness, pulling out the big guns. You know, we promote Dutchess County is 800 square miles. It's big. Mm-hmm. The Hudson Valley is 10 counties east and west of the Hudson between New York City and Albany. It's big. So when I'm talking to partners, I talk about the big things that people are going to maybe recognize or those attractors that will get them here. So we talk about the Culinary Institute of America, world's premier culinary college. We talk about the national parks, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Huge. Obviously, Europe and our shared history together. They know about Roosevelt. They know about Eleanor Roosevelt. She is the co-author of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That's going to celebrate their 75th anniversary at the end of this year. Wow. And so they know about her and what she did for civil rights. We talked about the old Rhinebeck Aerodrome because how unique and special that is. Those barnstorming era World War I planes. When we bring visitors here, we get to do biplane rides with them, and you can't do that just anywhere. So it's really memorable for people, and that's my job is to make it memorable so they think about it and write about it. And after I gave my press briefing, I had a lot of journalists come up to me and want to know more. So that's great. That's always your goal. And so it was a really good week of promoting the county and the region. So that was what I did. We met with airlines. We met with other journalists. We had roundtables. My coworker, Dawn Hopper, was there to meet with tour operators, to travel buyers, travel agents. So people book travel through agents there. So we train them. And we tell them, here are the things that you can tell your customers about. Here are the places they can book hotel stays and attractions and things. And then we also have a representative in Germany who speaks German, does all our marketing for us and support in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, because he can speak in their native language. He knows what they need, and he's a phenomenal asset for us. So we're excited to have him as a part of that team. It's a contract that we work with him on a special basis. And so I have to say, I'm so proud of the work that we did. We kicked butt while we were there, and it was great to have those connections to shine a light on what we do and bring those international travelers here who stay longer and spend more money.
Amen. Now, this wasn't just as like, oh, I'm going to go to Germany and do X, Y, and Z. This was actually part of some big event, correct? Where you and forgive me if I get the number wrong, like 26 other CEOs get a chance to do? 26
total, yeah.
Yeah. So what was this? What was that drawing factor that got you there in the first place?
Yeah, so it's called Brand USA's Travel Week, and that one is focused on the UK and Germany. They're going to do one in Australia. We work with Canada, but the UK market and that German and European market is the strongest one right now for visitors. We get updates and research from them on what country, what people are traveling the most, where they're traveling, how much they're spending, how long they're staying. We get all those kind of stats and that research and information. So that helps us plan our marketing and promotions. So they have a number of things that are all going on at the same time. And so we divided and conquered. But to be there, a part of that was really exciting and really great for us to be on that world stage. We're definitely the smallest destination that was there, and punching above our weight, but we held our own, and people really want to know, and they really want to come here. And so we're going to be hosting some journalists in the coming months who will then write and report, because you can do paid advertising, and that's good and that's important, but it's always better when somebody else is saying nice things about you than you saying nice things about yourself. It holds a little bit more credibility. And then as we get people traveling here and they get those firsthand experiences, sharing those. And so that's really key for us.
No, that is terrific. Getting out there and, to think of little Dutchess County being a part of everybody else, but that just means how sure, we might be small in size, but just how much we have in worth.
Yeah.
How huge we are in worth. That says a lot about us.
It does. And it says a lot about, I know it's election season and all that, so I don't want to go there. But I do have to say that people in Dutchess County that are the people who fund us understand the value that tourism brings to our economy. Understand that even, during the recession, in the times like when IBM downsized and so many people lost their job and manufacturing was down, that the tourism kept growing.
Yeah.
And they value and they understand that. And they also understand that tourism isn't just minimum wage entry-level jobs. There's a whole career ladder, a whole career web there that you can grow. You might start, entry level when you're in high school or college or even first out. But if you want a career in travel and tourism, you can grow. You can become a sales manager, a GM at a hotel, a restaurant owner, a brewer, a master brewer, a sommelier. You can become a museum curator. You can be a museum education specialist. You can run a theater, a performing arts center. You can manage a farm. You can do promotions and marketing. You can do video content. You can do photography. You can write and be a journalist. There are so many different careers, including airline pilots and bus drivers and concierges and tour guides. And, all of that is tied to this tourism and hospitality industry. And you can have an amazing career in it and make an incredible salary and have great experiences. Sometimes you get to travel, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're just in your destination at your business and people love that, and that's great. And other times you're going around and sharing what you have to do and what you have to offer, kind of like what we do. So they value and they understand that. And I couldn't do all that I do and that our team does. I couldn't have the strong team that I have if it wasn't for that support.
No, of course. And I think, one thing about those positions where they might be more sedentary than others, the world comes to them.
Yeah.
That's exciting, where you have all these different cultures and influences and kinds of people that bring themselves and everything, that all of their baggage with them. Mm-hmm. And it just gets to make their experiences, everybody here's experiences, just everybody's in general's much more fulfilling.
Yeah.
Which is so, so cool. Again, you're listening to In Touch, the public affairs and issues program here on Townsquare. We are talking with Melaine Rottkamp, president and CEO of Dutchess Tourism. Fall is just the best. It really is. And that's coming from somebody who loves summer. So take that, and, I mean it when I say it. We've been talking a lot about your event calendars, the fall platform, your experience passes, your trip to Germany. It has been so action-packed, and I think that just goes to show how much of a power player Dutchess County is in everything. So as we wrap everything up, what is those last little nuggets, last little pieces of information, events, something that people need to know about Dutchess County right now?
Well, I'm going to say that fall is amazing. every season is amazing. So, get out, do now, but also plan for winter and the holidays. We have some phenomenal signature holiday events like Sinterklaas, like our decorated Great Estates, and, plan for that too. Make some time. The holidays are so busy, but the best gift you can give yourself is time with your friends or your family or even by yourself to just do something that you love, that will make you happy, that brings you joy. Give yourself that gift.
Fantastic. Now, when is the fall platform going to switch over to the winter one so people can see and start preparing?
Probably mid-November.
Mid-November. That's good to know, because that'll be right in time, right before Thanksgiving, and give plenty of time for everything else. Holidays are going to be creeping up on us in no time.
So fast.
I was in Home Depot, and they've relegated all of the Halloween stuff to one section, so the main section is now Christmas.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like to rush it. You can plan ahead, but yeah. Yeah,
I know. It's a bit of a rush for me. I'll admit, I did wander through the trees. It was like, this is kind of nice. A little early, but this is kind of nice. It's bright. It's sparkly. So, no, I get it. So how can people get involved with hospitality and being involved here in, servicing Dutchess County and the community?
Absolutely. We need great people who are enthusiastic and excited about their community. And one way to boost your skills is with Dutchess Tourism's Certified Tourism Ambassador Program. Right now, we're able to offer that at no cost. And so we encourage people to email info@dutchesstourism.com to learn more about our Certified Tourism Ambassador professional certification. It's a pre-read that you do. You come to class for 4 hours, you take an open book test, and hopefully you'll pass. We've had good track records so far. So that's a great way to get involved. And then if you really want to do more and think of it as a career builder, Dutchess Community College has a tourism and hospitality program that's fantastic. And so I encourage people to look at that program and then enroll if that's something that will fit what their needs and their goals are.
Sounds easy enough. If you got the passion for it, you might as well go for it.
Yeah, it's fun, and just to be that ambassador, to learn about our community. It's a fun program. We have a good time. We make it fun. What is not to love?
And what's not to love about Dutchess County?
That's it.
Melaine, thank you so much for everything with this. This has been phenomenal to, squeeze so much into this action-packed episode with everything going on in Dutchess County. It's great to see that things are thriving. Yeah. Great to see that things are finding a normalcy and that tradition and innovation are coming together to mold a beautiful county.
Absolutely.
So thank you for everything that you are doing to help promote that. And thank you for just being here today.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Not a problem. This has been this week's edition of In Touch, the public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. We want to give a big thank you to Melaine Rottkamp with Dutchess Tourism for taking the time to speak with us. In Touch is growing, and I'm so excited to share this news with you. On every Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio station homepage, so WPDH, WRRV, The Wolf, Light FM, and The Wan, there is a tab specifically for In Touch for you to find episodes and articles. Not just that, we also have a brand new YouTube channel along with Facebook and Instagram pages. You can find us on YouTube under In Touch, a Townsquare Media of the Hudson Valley production, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at InTouch_HV. Whether you have a topic you want discussed or you want to be a guest, the best way to contact us is through our office number, 845-471-1500, or email direct to connor.walsh@townsquaremedia.com. That and all our new social media. I'm still heavily participating in Real Men Wear Pink, an American Cancer Society challenge to raise money and awareness for Breast Cancer Month. We have a few articles up currently detailing Real Men Wear Pink, ACS events in the Hudson Valley, and how you can participate, all up under the In Touch tab. I've been your host, Connor Walsh. Until next time, stay curious, keep an open mind, and as always, I'm glad we get to spend some time.